So here we are then for a brand new video then on the F1 2018 mod for the PC. This time we're going to be doing a race at Australia, and I'm going to be doing this race, and then we're also going to be talking a bit about the Grand Prix which has happened today. So here we are then, we're going to be racing as Lewis Hamilton, who, if you've seen the Grand Prix today, you will know that quite unfortunate for him, but nothing he could do. I mean, Vettel just called the strategy right. I know a lot of people are mad about it, like how can you go quicker in the pit lane than under a virtual safety car, but it was just a bit of luck from Vettel. He timed his strategy right, got lucky with the virtual safety car, and managed to jump a few guys, well, jump Hamilton in the pit stop stages, but also Alonso did the same thing. Like, you saw him jump from about 7th, was it, or 8th? No, it was about 9th or 8th or something like that, and then he pitted and he got up to 5th place, and then because of all the shenanigans with the dirty air and that, and you can't follow cars closely, once you get to about a second you just lose downforce, so because of that he managed to hold on to 5th and take the win. Take 5th place. It's a win for McLaren though. 5th place, first race of the season, can't go wrong. So they're basically the key points from the race. I mean, there wasn't a lot of overtaking, it's better than last year, but that third DRS zone didn't really do much. But let's talk a bit more about this race. So this gameplay is on the F1 2018 mod. You can find it on Race Department, go and download it. It's a great mod, really enjoyable, freshens up the game. It's really not just an enjoyable mod to play, but race as Lewis Hamilton, 25% race here at Australia. We're coming from the back of the grid, so we're going to be doing the reverse strategy. We're going super soft, then ultra soft, so we go quick at the end. You see Bottas going quick here, but if you watch the Grand Prix, you'll know that he just didn't. Bottas just didn't have the pace after his crash yesterday. He just stuck in the traffic again with all the dirty air. Just can't overtake in that Mercedes once you're in the dirty air. Hamilton saw it. You saw when he backed off after that mistake off of Vettel. He was going about 8/10 faster a lap, and then as soon as he got within a second, he just couldn't overtake him. So that's pretty much the struggle of F1 that's going to be this year, I think. So how Liberty Media are going to sort that out, I'm not sure. But there we go, up the inside of Perez there on this gameplay, and we've got Magnussen up ahead of us. So talking about speaking of Magnussen and the Haas team as well, what a shambles for Haas. I mean, basically 4th and 5th, and they were just absolutely in a world of their own, completely doing so well for the team, and for the considering their last year, doing so well, and then well, the wheels didn't get put on correctly, so that's pretty good. Pretty disappointing to see for the Haas team. It happened to both of their drivers as well, but that sort of gifted some points to the drivers behind, so like Alonso, Van Dorn, like the Renaults, and who else was it? Like the Force Indias and that. So it was pretty disappointing for them. I'm not sure if is the Haas car basically last year's Ferrari, because it's pretty damn quick this year. But you see, we did manage to get past Magnussen here, and then Van Dorn's actually next up. And one nice feature about this mod, it has the F1 2018 performance team performance mod in as well. So it sort of it gives certain teams a boost, like McLaren, and gives them a boost because they're in the Renault engines. We go up the inside of Van Dorn there. Very nice livery, of course. It was nice to see the McLarens do well today as well, so that was quite good. So next up is Daniel Ricciardo and then Fernando Alonso. That was a pretty familiar sight. A Red Bull stuffed up behind Alonso and just couldn't get past, but it was Verstappen. He obviously did that 360 spin during the race. He fucking 360 no-scoped the F1 track. It was pretty sick to see, but we go up the inside of Ricciardo there. Not having any trouble on the game overtaking, of course. It is a game. But we're up behind Fernando Alonso now. So can we find a way through on Fernando? Not like Verstappen couldn't in the race today. But do let me know what you thought of the race down in the comments. I thought it was quite enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting race, but it was a pretty decent season opener. I didn't find myself really bored. I actually quite enjoyed watching it. It was nice and refreshing. But obviously one of the Hondas blew up. in the Toro Rosso, which is no surprise, but from pre-season testing you thought they'd have sorted it out, as we got an absolute tank slapper there and dropped behind Ricciardo and then back behind Van Dorn as well. So we're going to have to try and overtake Van Dorn again. So can we get through on Van Dorn? You see, looking at the replay camera as well. Nice. It's a really nice looking mod, this as well. Just seeing all the new cars, the 2018 cars. We got the inside of Van Dorn there, getting back past him. Got to keep him room on the outside there. I didn't realise he's going to try and stick it around the outside. Alonso actually did that in the Grand Prix today, but he didn't work for him. Like it didn't work for Van Dorn then. So got to catch back up to Ricciardo and back up to Alonso and see where we can finish in this race. So coming around lap number 6, we've got a few pitters then. You can see in the minimap in the bottom left hand corner that we've got a few cars in the pits. It's going to promote us up to 3rd place, but obviously we do have to pit, so we're going to pit for some ultra soft tyres nearer the end of the race. As you can see, we now take the lead of this Grand Prix, setting the fastest lap of the race as well. These super soft tyres coming into their own now as the fuel level drops. And you can see we're just going to be putting in as many fast laps as we can. Fastest sectors, anything personal best. I would take any personal best sector times I can get. But as you can see, the mod, I'm using an old version of the mod because the newer versions aren't working for me. So I've had to go back to an old version. I think it sort of corrupted the Mercedes pit engineers. But it looks pretty funky as well. But I'm not going to complain about that. But we're going to rejoin in, it looks to be 6th place behind Gasly. I believe he has to pit as well because he's quite high for Toro Rosso, and yes, on the next lap he does pit. Kimi Raikkonen sets a 125.3. I mean, can we get anywhere near that? We've got a 125.4 so far, but that was on our super soft tyres. So now we're on the ultra soft tyres. This is going to be our first flying lap. And can we set a fastest lap? Oh, of course we can. A 24.2, fastest lap. And Hartley's coming out the pits. Look how close that was. I had to time that to perfection to get it down his inside into turn 1. So there we go. Raikkonen's next. So they're quite far ahead, but we do have the ultra soft tyres on, so we could catch up. But you can see we're putting another fastest lap of the race in there, so pretty good stuff from us there. Just trying to chase down the top 4, see how high up we can get. Have we got the inside of Raikkonen to take 4th place from him? Yes, we can. Verstappen's next up then for the podium positions. We're going to flick it through this next left-right hand chicane coming up very fast. High-speed corners these are. Just drop it down a gear, well, 2 gears there because the tyres are quite worn, and flick it right, and then try and pick up. This is where the new DRS straight is, by the way, if you didn't know. So on the new game there will be DRS there as we go flying up the inside of Verstappen there. So that's going to be a very good overtaking spot on the game, but as we saw in the Grand Prix today it wasn't. But I think on the game it's going to be really good. It will spice it up. 3 DRS straights pretty much in a row. But so Vettel's next up then. We're on the final lap of the race. Let's see if we can get ahead of him to take 2nd place. So we go last to 2nd. That is the challenge. Someone's gone off there. It looks like Gasly in the Toro Rosso. So we've got the inside of Vettel, try and dig it side by side. Can't quite make it. But this is pretty much like the Grand Prix. Hamilton trying to get past Vettel, but this is for 2nd place, not 1st place. And we managed to get alongside. Brake late up the end of sector 1. Up the inside. Job done. And then we go past Vettel, and let's keep it ahead. Keep pushing on these ultra soft tyres. We're not going to be able to catch up to Bottas. Look how far up the field he's got. And there we go. We come home in 2nd place. So last to 2nd we managed to do in this race, which is pretty decent. But let me know your thoughts on this mod, and also let me know your thoughts on the Australian Grand Prix which happened today. Let me know like season predictions and all sorts of stuff like that. Any thoughts, any opinions on the brand new cars and the new season. So I hope you did enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.
It highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.